Now we got Grummz, and he's not just a YouTuber, a content creator. He was a higher up at Blizzard during its golden years. He worked on World of Warcraft and many other great games. So he knows a lot about the industry. Now, one of the things that many of you have noticed is that community managers from a lot of gaming companies are incredibly toxic. And by toxic, I mean they're talking down to customers, they're incredibly arrogant, they will have usually extreme far left opinions, and they cover each other. Like you will see a community manager from one company aligning with another in order to talk shit about a competitor. You get to notice these things. So Grummz actually exposed that there is a Discord server where a lot of community managers from AAA companies gather. There's a lot of nepotism between them. There's a lot of in cliques that they have. And they push each other to say the most lib shit take. And it's to the point that if you do not say the thing, like if you're not actually insulting the customer and you're just silent about it, they notice after a while, and they will do their best in order to get you fired. Because again, it's a clique, it's nepotism. Now, what Grummz has revealed yesterday is exactly the way these community managers operate and how they co-opt entire fandoms. Now, it's not important the name of this person or who they are. What's important is the tactic, which I have seen it done in many communities. Not necessarily in the AAA communities. I have seen it done with DC Comics and Marvel. And it's usually the same playbook. So this person apparently only played 2 games of Battletech in her entire life, right? Like, this is what we would call a fake geek girl, but I've been assured that there is no such thing. I mean, a person can have fake friends, there is such a thing as fake money, like, there's fake of everything, but when it comes to geek girls, none of them are fake, 100% legit, right? But the reason that it's mentioned that she only played 2 games of Battletech in her life is that she doesn't really care about the game itself. She cares the most about Marxism. Like, this is her hobby, this is what she actually likes. And she's going to impose Marxism everywhere she goes. Not by convincing people or persuading people, but by simply banning and ostracizing anyone that disagrees with Marxism. So because she's a community manager at a company, she's going to use this position in order to stuff Marxism down people's throats and convince them to vote Democrat. So how did she do it? Well, when it comes to Battletech, according to Grummz, there were 2 major hubs where people gathered. It was Reddit and Discord. And she started with Reddit. This was entirely community organized, so she just went to the person owning the subforum and used her leverage as being part of the company and said, hey, look, if you do not fire these problematic moderators, we will cut ties with you, so you will not get any more Battletech exclusives. Our company will pull up all support away from this subreddit. So the guy who owned the Reddit went like, oh, okay, I'll just fire these moderators. And in exchange, she brought her moderators from Sig Marxism. Now, if you know anything about Sig Marxism, you know exactly the type of bigots and insufferable toxic people those individuals are. Like, they cannot stand, like, literally, it's almost like they would catch fire if they're in the same room, not with a conservative, but a person that just doesn't care about politics. Like, that alone is enough to infuriate them, right? So, when you unleash those people upon a unsuspecting community, the bans will start to happen. So, you get, like, this Reddit community that was very active and had many people talking to each other and having fun. And they used to have, like, these no politics rules like Helldivers has now. And obviously they didn't like that because they wanted to talk about politics, right? Like, what better place to talk about Trump and immigration and the Second Amendment than on the Battletech community? Obviously, you should have the presidential debates there while you're at it. So they start banning people, and a lot of people just leave the subreddit, and, well, it's a shadow of its former self. Now, the other part of the community was Discord. And Discord actually did have, from what I understand, a member of the Battletech company. But like, she was hands off, she didn't really care. So you have, like, this lady again, I assume maybe she tried to reach out to the person organizing the Discord, giving him, like, the same offer he couldn't refuse, except that in this case they didn't accept. So what they do, apparently, they start collaborating with another moderator there that was a transgender individual, very bizarre past. Apparently, they threatened violence. Other people saying that they will bring guns at cons, and all of this toxic, just very edgy, bizarre behavior. But anyway, this is the individual that the community manager decided to collaborate with and form a list of problematic people. So after forming the list of problematic people, she got the other lady from her company fired. She got many other people canceled. And all of a sudden, yet again, she's there being placed as a position of power, starts banning everyone that disagrees, starts banning Razor Fist, starts banning the husband of the previous lady that was there from the company. And that's the end of that. So this is what happened in a lot of communities. Now, take into account that the community manager is the link between the community and the company itself. So if they shape the community and they ban everyone that disagrees with Marxism, well, you're going to have a lot of Marxists that are now representative of the community. Their voices are the only ones that get to be heard, while the people that do not like Marxism or just, want to play the game and spend money, those voices are not heard. So it's not even about like customers and how much they're paying. Like you can like Battletech and you can spend $10,000 on it. If you don't actually agree with Marxism, then your voice is not important. Meanwhile, if you're a person that doesn't spend any money on Battletech but just loves to talk about Marxism, well, your voice now matters. And this is why we saw with a lot of companies, like they decide to nerf the tits of some character. And the community is in an uproar and it's like, why are you doing this? The censorship is unreasonable. And no one cares. But the moment they, misgender someone, or the moment they upset like a single individual that has the correct opinions on Twitter, immediately the developers apologize and they make the accurate changes. And this is why, right? Because the community managers, they shape the community through moderation. So it makes it seem as if the community, yes, they love social justice, every single fucking one of them. It's so interesting. Like when it comes to something like knitting, every person that knits in the world loves Marxism all of a sudden, right? Because everyone that doesn't gets banned. So the community manager now creates the community, and then they will talk to the people at their company and say, well, yeah, the community, this is what they love. All of a sudden, everyone loves the Californian man-jaw complex. People like gender ambiguous characters in their video game. They love body type A, body type B instead of using the name. Like all of this nonsense, right? And when the people from the company actually look at these communities, it seems legit. Yeah, it seems that, sure, of course. This is what they see on Reddit. This is what they see on Discord. I think Asmongold actually asked this at one point. It's like, why do I not see these things on Reddit? I see them on Twitter, I see them on YouTube, but I don't see them on Reddit. Well, this is why. So the question is like, what can there be done about it, right? Like, how do you gatekeep against this? And the power is actually in people's hands. The moment that a takeover like this happens, and you know it, like most people know it, leave. I know you have friends on that Discord. I know that you have people that you may want to keep in touch. Leave. Because if you don't leave, you staying there is consenting to this change, right? Like, if the company would look at their Discord or they would look at their Reddit and they would see it's only 100 people there, it doesn't look like it's a place where you can actually take the pulse of the community. But when you have like these individuals that are taking over these spaces, and then they're inflicting their bizarre rules and their bizarre ban systems and blacklists and all of that shit, if you stay there, you're consenting to that. Which is fine if you're a Marxist, but if you're not a Marxist, do not consent to it. That's how you gatekeep.